85 The Teachings of the Lord of the Second Coming. Section 7 The Providence of Restoration and the Progress of History. The Kingdom of Heaven on Earth is a society whose structure is formed in the image of a perfect person. 17 Likewise, fallen society may be regarded as formed in the likeness of a fallen person. We can better understand the history of societies built by sinful humanity by examining the inner life of a fallen person. A fallen person possesses both an original mind, which prompts him to pursue goodness, and an evil mind, which fills him with evil desires and rebels against the promptings of the original mind. Undeniably, the two minds are constantly at war with each other, inclining us toward shifting and conflicting behaviors. Since human society is composed of individuals who are constantly at war within themselves, interactions among them cannot help but be full of discord and conflict. Human history has consisted of people's conflict-ridden social relationships, constantly changing with the course of time. Hence, it has necessarily unfolded in strife and warfare. Nevertheless, in the midst of the persistent fight between the original mind and the evil mind, people are ever striving to repel evil and follow the way of goodness. As they gain ground in their striving, their efforts bear fruit in righteous deeds. Because of the activity of the original mind within himself, even a fallen person can respond to God's providence of restoration and join in furthering the goal of goodness. Progress in history thus originates with individuals who, even amidst the vortex of good and evil, make determined efforts to reject evil and promote goodness. Therefore, the world toward which history is progressing is the kingdom of heaven, where the goal of goodness will be realized. We must understand that conflicts and wars are interim phenomena to separate good from evil in the pursuit of this ultimate goal. Even though evil may triumph at times, God will use it to steer history toward the fulfillment of a greater good. In this respect, we can recognize that the progress of history toward goodness is driven by a process of constantly dividing good from evil, according to God's providence of restoration. Meanwhile, on the basis of his relationship of blood ties with the first human beings, Satan has worked through fallen people to realize, in advance of God, a perverted form of the ideal society which God intends to realize. As a result, in human history we witness the rise of unprincipled societies, which are built upon twisted versions of the principle. At the end of human history, before God can restore the kingdom of heaven on earth, Satan will have built an unprincipled world in a distorted image of the kingdom. This is none other than the communist world. This is an instance of how Satan, who had a head start in the course of history, has always mimicked God's plans in advance of God. In the course of the providence of restoration, a false likeness precedes the appearance of the true. 18 Jesus' prophecy that false Christs will appear before the second advent of Christ. 19 can be elucidated by this aspect of the principle.